says to me, if you had creative control over a Spider-Man movie, what actor would you choose to play J. Jonah Jameson? J.K. Simmons, hands down. He was perfect as JJ. Perfect. Damn near perfect. I could not see anybody. I can't see anybody else. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. But if JJ does appear sometime in the future of the Amazing Spider-Man, because it's going to be 4 parts to this series, if he appears in the future and they get an actor that can pull it off, I will probably say, hey, he's okay. But if they can get J.K. Simmons to come back as JJ, I would have no problem with that. No problem whatsoever. But yeah, J.K. Simmons is my pick for JJ. All right. What underrated Spider-Man story arc would you recommend? Recommended Spider-Man story arc, underrated. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Oh crap! Oh boy. Well, if there's anything I can think of right now, it's not under. What is it? Overrated? Would you say again? Underrated? I would stick with I got it. Let's see. I guess the the symbiote saga would be good. That's kind of one. Uh, Death in the Family is another one up there. Uh, the Assassination Plot, that was a good storyline early on. I thought that was really cool. Huh? Yeah, that's what Red Skull, and then that was really good. Uh, it was the Foreigner and people like that. Um, that was where, yeah, that was where Peter teamed up with Paladin. That was actually a good story. That was early on in Amazing Spider-Man. So yeah, that's a couple I can think of. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Separation anxiety wasn't that bad, so you could put that up there too. In my opinion, that's just me. I'm just recommending. All right. What Spider-Man villain would you think needs a big story to make him a legit threat to Peter? Uh, elevating him, elevating a villain. Okay. I would probably go with. I would probably have to say the Scorpion. Scorpion has been around and he's got some good, but I think Scorpion needs to really give him that extra push. Like, yeah, okay, Miss, give him more of a just due. I would say Mysterio, but Mysterio has done some really fucked up shit. I mean, Mysterio was the one that killed uh, Matt Murdock's one of his wives before, so it's not like he hasn't done nothing. Tombstone, I think Tombstone needs an extra oomph up there. Uh, I would even maybe put the Vulture up there because a lot of the stuff Vulture has done really was, it was really like, it was there, but then it was like, oh yeah, he did that, but it's over. You know, some, it's not really a lasting effect. It was like, yeah, something like that. But you know, that's how I look at it. So yeah, uh, outside the comics, would you, who would be a major villain for Peter? Um, Boy, outside the comics, major threat for Peter. Let's see what I can think of. Outside the comics. Um, Vega. Bison?
Vega Claw.
Yeah, Vega. Yeah, yeah, from Street Fighter, Vega. Yeah, I could take Vega as there. Bison. A lot of Street Fighter characters I can see, definitely. But Bison, for example, the Shredder. Well, but that's comics too. Damn it. Uh, I can't think of anybody else. Yeah, that's what I said. Shredder can't go. That's a hard one. I'm trying to. Mumra. Yeah. Skeletor. Because they technically started out as cartoon characters. But still, that's, he didn't. I know what he said. But thanks. Oh wait, is that it? That's the four. Okay. But thanks, Rick, for the questions. Let's move on to Jake Bat. Most underrated Spider-Man story. Uh, that would have to be. Wait, 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 wait. I got it. Um, Identity Crisis. Amazing Spider-Man, and it went through all his Spider-Man books. Basically, there was a bounty on his head. I believe Norman Osborn put it on his head, and he could not be Spider-Man. So Peter decided to, he, with the help of some of his friends, Hobie Brown, the Prowler, Reed Richards, and two costumes he made himself, he created four identities. Dusk, an all black looking costume. Ricochet, which was a cool costume. I like that costume. Prodigy, which was created by, the costume was created by Reed Richards. And Hornet, that was created by Hobie Brown, the Prowler. And it was an armor based. And he went as these four different heroes. And the world thought these were just new heroes, and he had to find means of clearing his name to stay under radar. Uh, it went for a while. It wasn't. It wasn't like it went like I think it was. It was pretty long. It was a pretty long storyline. It was good. I enjoyed it very much because it got to show Peter doing being these different characters. And then outside of that, that that spawned the Slingers. The Slingers took on those identities that Peter had, and Peter even was interjected into that series as well because he wanted to know like who are these kids with these. He thought his costumes were stolen, and he found out. He went in his attic when he was still living out in Forest Hills, and they were still there. So, but these four individuals took up those identities, and it was cool. I can probably show you one of them if I can find it. Uh, it was pretty damn cool. Uh, Sorry, guys, I'm going to.
Let's see if I can. I know I got one. Oh no, where is it? I know it's here somewhere. It's here. I know it. I know it.
Here we go. Here's the first part of it. It started off in Amazing Spider-Man 434, Identity Crisis. Here it is, and I think Tony DeFalco wrote it with some other. I think DeFalco Bennett, they wrote it. No relation to me. And here's part two to it. It was called. They would use the amazing Ricochet, and that was his costume. He wore that, and then he had, and if it was like the spectacular Hornet, the sensational Dusk and Prodigy or something like that. It was really cool. But yeah, they that was really fun. That's a storyline, Jake, that I it's underrated. In my opinion, it doesn't get talked about a lot, but it was a cool storyline. That would be a storyline that I would use for a game as well. What DC character would you like to see Spidey work with besides Batman, Superman? Because that already happened. Green Arrow, Flash, Wonder Woman, uh, Dick Grayson, Nightwing, uh, Aquaman. Yeah, I'd take him with Aquaman. The, uh, maybe some of the Titans, the Teen Titans. Um, Captain Marvel. I swear to God, I won't call him Shazam. Okay, the Birds of Prey. I love to see him meet Catwoman. That'd be really interesting. But yeah, those are a couple. Martian Manhunter, Mr. Terrific, uh, the JSA. Oh man, that was so great. Oh man, there's so many. What what DC writer would you like to see write Spider-Man? Gail Simone. No brainer. Gail Simone. Yes. Oh God. Oh God. In my lifetime, please, in my lifetime, before I die, please, I hope to see Gail's name under Amazing Spider-Man or something like that. Please, I beg you, please. I'm begging you. Oh God, that'd be so amazing. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, you know how I feel about Gail Simone. So yeah. Based on the recent news, which Spider-Man rogues do you think could support their own movie? Yeah, I've been hearing this about Spider. Some of the rogues or things like that. They keep saying Venom. Okay, maybe Scorpion. Maybe Sandman. I think could do it. Uh, Hammerhead. I could take. Maybe Electro. Maybe Craven, maybe Molten Man, things like that. I'm just thinking out loud. But thanks, Jake. I'm sorry. Now I'm on Brian Kersey. Uh, who is Spider-Man? Who is Spider-Man